The guy in the black is so bad at producing porn that it makes him an international sex criminal. He's the owner and operator of LiveSexHouse.com and the Swedish Sex Federation. Both of those are a scam. He flew us into Spain for a month-long World Sex Championship competition, which we were supposed to be paid for. 3 weeks into this competition, he tells us there is no money to pay us, and we have to keep doing the sex work in front of his cameras and call investors so we can save his company. I immediately blew up and posted all about it on Twitter. The original form of this video is him trying to respond to the outrage. The guy next to him is Marcus London, by the way. Look him up.
My name is Dragan Bratic. I'm president of Swedish Sex Federation. Just now we make statement about competition who start 5 March in Spain. For us was good job and success about competition. This was over 3 weeks everyday competition. Technology and everything what we did was perfect.
It was not perfect. A lot went wrong. There was a lack of hot water until I decided to not take any more bullshit about it. There was one model who broke her hand falling down the stairs, another who had allergic reactions to something in the sheets. There was 2 others that had stomach viruses. I'm drinking a Theraflu right now because I picked up a cold while I was in there. The website was looking terrible and nobody was signing up for it, so there was no traffic. And then he says for 5 years, you could barely tell because of his accent, but he says for 5 years. This is what has been going on for 5 years. Look at LiveSexHouse.com and tell me that looks like somebody who's been in this business for 5 years.
So it was really good success. We coming to make people who is the winner, and we make this really good. But we get some people who was in competition and don't make it good things, not for us. We want to tell about how we see on this situation, because Swedish Sex Federation is registered in Sweden, so we can't accept.
Yes, Dragon, I smoke weed. Everybody who's seen anything I do online knows I smoke weed. They knew that before I came in there. I got weed from your production staff. They walked me to the cannabis club after you told us we weren't getting paid. I think that's why you're short-staffed right now. Also, that was the washing machine beeping you heard in the background. That studio, which normally has a mattress and a bed there and a massage table, it's right next to the washing machine, and it is not soundproofed. So cheaply done. It is a terrible operation. It's one of the reasons the investor pulled out, but we'll get to that.
Except people use drugs. Here in Sweden, here in Spain, it's okay to smoke marijuana, and people think it's okay to smoke marijuana on time when it's competition. But we can't accept this. This is the rules: no doping, no drugs, and we don't know some sport who it's okay to smoke marijuana and use drugs. So we decide we have orange card, we have red card, and people who use drugs break the rules. Who it's written on Swedish Sex Federation. We must respect this, and we don't back one step against this. Nobody want problem. We don't want a problem. We have the rules. We write it about the rules. These people signed the contract about drugs. So this is like finish for us. So this is problem. Like you understand, my English is very, very bad. So I coming to give to Marcus London so he can explain more about how is this rules when we speak about sport and everything what's happening, because he was judge, he was competitor, he had 30 years experience of sex, and I believe the must serious people for this job. It's Marcus. So thank you.
Thank you, Darren. So there's a lot of misinformation out there at the moment. The competition did go all the way as far as we could take it.
Yes, that is Marcus London from back in the day. All of those movies you watched back in the day, that's actually Marcus London. He came into the competition as a competitor about a week late, and he talked about something about his hip or his leg that prevented him from continuing the competition, and that's why he's a judge. That's total shit. No injury prevents him from having sex. He had to replace a judge, or he wanted to replace a judge after the other judge left from not being paid. And what he's going to try to do here is defend all of this by saying we just weren't paid yet because payday wasn't due yet. Thing is, we were told about nearly a week ago, that's 3 weeks into this thing, that there was no money, and we now have to call investors. And by the way, keep doing the sex work in front of the cameras and keep following my bullshit. Nothing he says takes away from the fact that we were lured to another country with money that was supposed to be more than enough to get us home, and then told there was no money, and that to earn money for a ticket home, we have to do more sex work for him.
There was some bad apples, people that were doing drugs or drinking, which is in the contract as a red card, and you'll be disqualified and removed from the house immediately, and rightly so, because rules are rules, and if you can't stick to them, then you have to go, and that's literally what's happened. Because of that, these individuals, and one in particular, has kicked up a massive firestorm online trying to say that people are being sex trafficked. Now, obviously, that is not the case, and no way could it be. Now, his grounds for these particular claims is the fact that we haven't been paid as yet. Now, remember, this wasn't supposed to end to the 5th of April anyway.
Okay, payday not being here yet doesn't really mean anything when a week ago we were told payday isn't coming unless we do this and this and this for them. He's going to talk about the investor who pulled out and it's not the company's fault. He just decided to pull the money. Yeah, that's bullshit too. You need to have cash to pay your employees or your workers on hand. You shouldn't be relying on this investor. And yes, it is the company's fault, both for promising the employees money they don't have on hand and can't guarantee they will have, but also for failing to impress the investor. I guarantee you that investors saw the lack of legal paperwork, the bad handling, low traffic website that wasn't bringing in any viewers or money, the shitty lighting in the basement, washing machine noises on the videos. I guarantee you he took one look around at that and said, I'm out.
So we wouldn't have been paid until that date, and we're not even at that date now. Now, there was an issue that occurred, and it wasn't the company's fault. They had a secondary investor that was filling in the blanks with some other money that would have been money that would have been coming to us. That particular individual pulled out.
So wait, the secondary investor, not the primary investor, was where the money to pay the models was coming from. Interesting.
The production and the project itself. Now, that caused a massive issue, and we was immediately informed of our situation. And we chose to stay to finish the competition so that we could make money on the back end of the competition and, of course, on the content we had made as a group here within the competition itself.
Nobody chose to stay. They had to stay because they were relying on that money to fly home, and they hadn't budgeted any money to stay anywhere else. That back-end money he's talking about does not exist. There's no plan to get it. And if they were at all concerned with the models making content with each other that they could use for their personal sites and OnlyFans and whatever, they would not be running the house cameras. They wouldn't be using their cameras. It would be all the models' cameras. And he keeps saying we. How come none of the other models or sex workers are in this video? They're not going to do it. They're not going to stand there on video and back you up because they know they're getting screwed. They just don't want to ruin the chance of that back-end money you were talking about. It doesn't exist, but if there's even a chance, they need it.
That is basically the scenario and the story that has happened, and that is the true facts of what is going on, not what you've been reading or hearing online. No one's held against their will. No one has passports held against their will. No one's being stopped to leave or do anything they don't want to do. This is all an absolute farce and full of... it's basically a load of lies that people are trying to cause trouble for the company because they've had a situation and those people were not willing to work with the company as they've been working with us to resolve the situation. So just so you know, the company is real. They're not scamming people. They're not trying to scam the punters that are coming in and are voting. If you're not able to vote for your favourite performer because they have been kicked out with a red cross, I dropped out for my own personal reasons for injury and because I wanted to judge, and the others dropped out not because of choice but because they broke the rules and they were removed from the competition as they should have been. So no rules were broken here. Other than that, unfortunately, we had a slight situation where the company had a money flow issue, no fault of their own. This was an outside situation and it could happen to any company at any point. So I, in my personal opinion, don't hold the company responsible for this situation. It is, well, not unjust or unfair, but it is unfortunate that it has happened, but we are managing to finish the competition. We're calculating all the votes now.
Oh my God, he doesn't hold the company responsible. The company had an issue with cash flow. The company is Dragon. That's it. Dragon had a cash flow problem. Dragon is responsible for paying us. It's because of Dragon that the investor pulled out. It's because of Dragon that we are not paid right now. That's all I'm gonna say on it. Currently, if you have questions, you can reach out to me. I am Jermaine Lavender, that is on the website. You can reach out to me on Twitter. I'll put it on the screen here maybe. Marcus London is about to talk about how he likes being a part of this project and he looks forward to it. He's glad he met Dragon. I think he's glad he found a way to move off of his parents' property personally. And this is a scam. It is a total scam. Look at the website, livesexhouse.com. It's unresponsive as hell, it's slow, it doesn't do anything. You might not even be able to really make it work. They've got no views, it's not making any money. Nobody is voting. The whole thing is shit. But Dragon here is about to go on this tangent about how he loves sex as a sport. It's a total fantasy concocted by a guy who isn't having sex. Seriously, listen to him. He has no idea what he's talking about. Anyway, like I said, get at me on Twitter if you got any questions, or Instagram or any of that.
So we can actually crown the winners of the competition this evening. So that is still live, and you are able to still vote if you wish, but at the end of the day, the competition is winding itself up. It has been a success. There is going to be winners, and my personal opinion is I'm very happy to have come here, met Dragon, and everyone's been very much above board with this situation. And as I said, a lot of stuff you're seeing online is absolute bullshit. So just now you've heard the truth. This is a true statement from the company, from myself. Now you know what's actually going on.
Can I say? I want to tell to people my dream and the dream of a lot of other people is to make sex to sport. Sex, it's amazing. It's really, really, really good. So nothing is bad in sex. But we have this problem in the world, and people make everything to make this too bad. of course, it's not so easy to make sex to sport. If you go to Vatican and ask people in Vatican, it's sex sport. Probably nobody say yes, it's sport. If you go to Afghanistan and ask people in Afghanistan, it's sex sport, and women have all rights to compete and human rights. It's we know probably in the all country in Africa. So we know it's not so easy to make sex to sport, but we go step on step, and probably I coming to die before sex be sport, but I hope in the future some people continue so sex be an Olympic game, and we have a lot of people, because sex gives us everything what we need, dopamine, adrenaline, and all these things we need in the body. So okay, we need love, we need everything, but everything starts when we try to make something good things. So we need help from people who it's normal and think war it's not good, to fight it's not good, to have sex it's beautiful, and success coming to continue. So this is my opinion, and of course without drugs. So next time when we make some competition, please, people who want to use drugs and think, yes, I'm so tough and I can take like heroin, cocaine, marijuana. This is not interesting for us. We want to get this like sport. I hope you understand me. My English is very bad, but this is really simple.
Yeah.
We can't get everybody to, but step on the steps.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Agreed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.